This is the intro to the video. This area here, we've put a curved piece in it. Got this all nice and smooth inside here, so I can put my window channel in. This door has all been smoothed up, plugged on top. This has all been sanded down with a board sander. It's ready for hand sanding. Took a while. I had to fabricate one plate and put in here, and then I had to make another little piece to cover this rail right here. Weld it all in. Grind it down, and then bundle up this whole thing. So it's looking pretty good. I'll go all the way down into the latch. Anyway, this is what we're going to do in this video. So you can bang it, you can only go to second. So stick around. Like Rod Bob says, you don't want to miss it. You just don't. Oh, good morning, YouTubers. I couldn't sleep last night thinking of all the stuff I need to do to this. Got to start somewhere. Yesterday I patched a big hole in the door here. Or maybe it was over here. But what I need to do is get this door in a shape. I've got a big hole up here, a shape to be finished. I need to clean up all this area here. I gotta clean up this. I've got to put some kind of a window channel in it. I've got part of one up here in the top, and it quits right here at the curb. It's been cut off. Did a pretty good job right here. I'll show you the other door. So I've got to continue this bottom window channel up here. I have to put some kind of a plate that the window will go up and hit, some kind of a curve on both sides here. This inside part here, I'm really concerned about that. Well, that looked real good where this Bondo came in here and filled that hole up, so that's all real strong. So anyway, I can fabricate this channel. It looks like it's 3/4 of an inch wide. I don't know how I'm going to do this one. And I don't have a channel at all here. So I'll have to figure out something. Maybe I can find on eBay some kind of old window channel out of another car. Doesn't make any difference what it is, but I'm gonna have to do something with it. So in this video, what I'm going to try to do is fabricate two pieces here, one for the front, one for the back, and finish this door. This needs some work. I've got to fill the top of this hole here. This all has to be ground down and bonded. Basically, this needs to be finished up is all. Fabricating of the window channel I don't know about, but I'll have to do something. And I'll go ahead, I've got to finish this hole here that's just sticking through. And I've got a little bit of the same over there on the other door. But I'll know what I need to do here once I can get all this other stuff. So that's the plan today. I got started, I didn't sleep very good last night. I got started late, so probably won't finish this today, but I'll get something done. Well, first thing you're gonna do is cut me out a plate. I already marked it here. I'm just putting a little something under here to let me know when I went through and not hit the floor. And it helps turn the power on. Alright, we got power. And the next thing is I'll put this up in this door. I marked it where the existing part quits. Which way it fits the best. Looks like that's good right there. And it looks like that mark I made. It's going to be hot, but now I've got it cut off good. I'm on the inside of my my brace, so now I have to definitely need something to hold it with, because these sharp edges and these things can grind or catch real quick and I'll put it up in my door and see how close I am. Well, I'm test fitting this. It's getting pretty close because it's hard to get out. I've got this where it's set down on the inside. But I need to still lower it on 1/16 of an inch. So I've got to take a little off of right here and just lower this whole thing down. should do it. Give you a little close up here, and we're recording. It's going under the edge good. Looks like I need a little right here in this back. It's matching. I can weld it good right in here, and I can weld all of that. So I just need to trim it up right in this, probably just pound that in actually. And I need to, of course, pull this bottom out like that. So I've got a little right at the where that line is. So I'm trying to put this up here so you can see. Well, as you can see here, I wanted to get that curve down behind this lip I've got, so I can put a few little tacks in here. But I've got it matching good right here, and I've got it flush against here, but it looks like I'm about 1/8 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is grind off a little right here in this area, so this will drop down. So that's what I'll do. I'll just grind a little bit of this off until it fits. That should fit in here good. If I can get it out. Oh yeah. That fit in there real nice. Got nice lines on it all. Now I can tack weld this up, and didn't make my little curved piece here, and I think we'll be good to go. Well, here's a little unboxing video. I got a big old emergency brake arm over there, and I was thinking about converting it to a gear shifter, because you know usually they're several $100s, and of course I kept looking on eBay try to find something, and lo and behold, look what I got. A Winters, what do they call it, bang shifter or something like that. Not much to it. Got a case that's a little beat up. Got a big old heavy cable and an end on it. Didn't really bother packing it too well. What else is in here? That's it. No bolts, no nuts, no accessories, extremely slow shipping. Winters Sidewinder. Oh man, that's nice. Move it to each side. Lower it a second. third. Actually, this is marked backwards. I guess it depends on how I hook it up. Got a neutral lock out there. I can get it in reverse. And then one more. Gotta go up into park. Yeah, of course it's locked. Won't come out of park. Gotta move it down. Pretty slick. And then we'll pull it down in reverse. Gotta take it over to bring it into neutral. Good lock right there. And this would be 3, 2, 1. So that'll give it a nice touch. It's too bad this casing covers that up, but I think I got this for $100. It's a really big, strong cable, so that'll be good enough for this old beast. Now that's kind of interesting. It's got this spring-loaded lock on it. It was backwards. It had the spring on the bottom, but I put it on right. And what happens is that it's got a big collar that'll fit here and not let it go to the next gear. So you can bang it. You can only go to second. From low to second. You got to move it over. You can bang it again, it'll go into third, and you can't get it into neutral. You can go from third to second, no problem, but to get it done into first, you got to pull up the lock, then you can get it back in first. So you cannot get this thing into neutral by just, you know, second to third is a straight hit. You got to pull the collar up, and then you can get it up into neutral, and from neutral it's locked. You can't get it in reverse until you pull it up. In reverse, same deal. It's locked in reverse, and you have to pull that up to get it up into park. So can't move it at all until you pull that collar up. Then you go back in reverse. You got to go over, collar again to get it into neutral. Collar in, and it won't go into gear. It's locked in neutral. So this needs to have some kind of a better finger pull on it. It's awfully clumsy, but that's good. You can accidentally miss a shift and go into neutral, and you can't get it into reverse unless you lock it out. So anyway, a little bit of modification on that. A couple finger grabs or something. And this would be a good shifter. Save me a few $100 there, so I think they're $450 new or something, so I think I got a pretty good deal on that one. Well, there it is, approximately sitting in its new home. It's not going to have the big, long, funky rat rod shifter. I could put something else on it and bring it up, but with that lock and everything there, it needs to be kind of short. So if I raise it up to 6 inches, that'll be fine. And plates come off and go on the outside. Yeah, that'll look just fine. Yep, looks good. Alright, I took a little bit more trimming. I got this thing pretty straight. I'm using a magnet to help hold it. There's just no way I can get it flush with this metal on the inside here. So what I'm doing is just the best I can to get it straight. It's off like a 1/4 of an inch, but I'm going to have to weld a plate on here. I'm going to just try to fill this with Bondo, but right now I'm just trying to get it in. There's one tack. I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to do that. Probably get another one right here. Well, that's good. 2 will hold it. Yeah, I'm in 1/8 of an inch at least here. So I'm going to get something and try to pry this down. I've got a screwdriver here. This might work. Ah, broke my tack. That's alright, I need it down here more than I do up there. Alright, that's much better. It's like 1/16 of an inch. As far as straight up and down goes, let's see what I got here. I'm off quite a bit up here at the top, so I can try to, oh yeah, just prying that out. I'm going to just make it flush with this top piece here. Slag stuck. There we go, that's a good cut. Got a bunch of junk here in my tip I gotta dig out. I modified this tip with a big collar that I found, and it's pulling the heat and everything away really good, so I'm not having any problems with my welding anymore. I'm just doing this blind. This is all below this surface here, so I'll be able to fill this with Bondo and make a nice surface. I'll put a couple more welds up in here. There's a good one. Okay, so I got 4 welds across the top, and my edge is good. I'll see if I can get you a close up of that. And we're recording. That's pretty good there. I've only got like it's flush across there, and it's pretty parallel with this back one here, this whole plate. It's in a little right here, but you could see why that happened. I'll have to fill this whole section up here with Bondo. But anyway, that's the first plate. Now I have to cut this little edge plate here and run it all the way around and get it welded in. I'll have to measure and cut that. Since I'm here, might as well throw a plate up in here on this top and weld it. See if I can find a little piece of steel to do that. And save all my little junk pieces and cut-offs. I found a little piece of pretty close to fit it in. Just weld it in, and got the skin of the door. That's pretty good. I'll just tack that in. Doesn't have to be much. Just hold this up a little. That's good enough. Now I can fill that up with Bondo and grind it off. It'll be fine. So now I got to fabricate a little piece and weld it in here. Turn the gas and welder off. We'll go on to the next step. And now I need a 1/2-inch piece, about 6 inches long. That's good enough for that one. Good enough. Now I'll try to rough bend it into shape. Well, this is going to be pretty straightforward. I've already got a bend in here, so I can just put it up in the window and just squeeze it with both fingers. That's pretty good. Adjust it a little more. So that's pretty good. Now I just have to get it up in here and get it to matching and cut it, and then I'll weld it here on the back, and I should be good for that ledge. Well, as a friend of ours would say, according to my highly classified scientific rat rod computations, I just eyeballed about 3/8 of an inch in here, the same as this one here, I use a little magnet to hold this in, and now I'm just going to tack it. I'll get this top part first. I've got it going straight and it starts to curve. I need just a little more curve in here. Magnet's done. Looks like I could use a little more right here. I'm really not going to put my finger up in there and weld it. I guess I'll be alright. Just stay away from my finger. It's got that. This is all flush right here with the old one. Can't really reach in there very well. Try to put one here in the bottom. Burning through. Still like to get one in it. There, I got a little weld in it. That's good enough. And it looks like it's exactly the right width. Should be. I measured it. Holes here. They're just getting worse. Making it worse. I blew a little rust converter in there, or actually undercoating, and I didn't get to do the inside of this door up here on top, so you get to see that. I just use the air right in this area. Now I'm going to knock it all down with a, man, I ought to weld it right here too. I probably got enough gas for a couple tacks still in the hose. It don't burn through. Caught my undercutting on fire. Cool. Anyway, that's good enough for that. Yeah. Got one last tack back behind it. So that's good enough for that. I hope you even saw that. Probably not. Got to pay attention to my camera work here, buddy. Now these are the inside moldings for my old Dodge truck out there. And they got holes in them where you just bolt into the door or screw into the door. They're probably 1.25 inches thick. But they're just flat on the back. Well, they got, you know, basically they're flat. They're just made out of sheet metal. But what I'm thinking is that I can get a piece of wood that's this thick and just make a piece of wood go all the way around here. I could probably, I would need one big giant piece of wood and cut a hole out of it. I mean, that would be nice to do, but I think I could use like 1.25 inch wood. It's going to be kind of hard to find, but I could get one piece here, a piece here, and just make me a square with dowels, and then trace out this inside edge here so you can see out of it, and so it would look like this. And up here where this slider is, I can put a little notch in it, cut it forward there. So since the floors are going to be wood, this would be a nice touch to it. Make a inner frame out of wood. Actually, this is going to come out some, but the window's got to be in it. Be about right there. So maybe 1 inch wood would be plenty good. Just a piece in there. And that would hold the top of the window. I could take it out, and then I could get my glass in, because I have to be able to put glass in and seal it up. But I can put the glass in the weather strip window channel in here, and then just put on the wood, and I can screw it to the front and back of the door, and this would make a really nice inside of the door. So that'd be a project for some other days, figuring out how to put an inside window trim in it. But I think that would be the easiest. Just make it out of wood and be done with it. I get the Bondo on this up. Alright, I got a little bit of Bondo here that's still pretty good from the bottom of the can. Don't really have any lumps in it, but because I'm trying to get it in cracks, I put a little thinner in it. I'm just mixing it up. I didn't put a lot of hardener in it. I want to be able to work this a little bit. I'll save my big holes for last. Just trying to get it up in this upper section here and get plenty of the Bondo in that crack, and then now I'll try to get down into this little ledge I made and get those welds covered. And I'll put a pretty good chunk in there and just level this whole thing out, hopefully. That's pretty close. Now I got to keep in mind that I'm going to put some kind of a wood frame in here. So I don't know if I should fill this all the way up here or not. But I've got the bottom pretty good. I'm just going to go over this top area that I welded up. Get some of this Bondo down in that hole I couldn't get. force some into these holes where I ruined I burned a hole in it. Just trying to get this stuff to fill. If I got too much, that's fine. I'll have to sand it later. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now I'll go down this edge here. Try to get it good. It's looking pretty good. I'll go all the way down into the latch. We've got a hole down here in the bottom. That's all right. And now I'll work on this inside edge here. Got quite a bit of wells in here. And I've got had a hole right there, not anymore. Try to get this whole side here filled up. There was the skin of the window frame only went about halfway through the door frame, so I got about a half an inch that needs to be filled. So all I'm doing is trying to get this all filled up. It's pretty good. Alright, I got some bundle mixed up. Got quite a bit of thinner in it. Kind of getting a little chilly out here. Well, it's not chilly, it's like 72, 73. A lot better than 80 or 90, so Bono's a little more predictable. Mixing up a good thin coat with no lumps. This will be the final coat. I took my board sander to this. Like always, the first coat, putting a lot of pressure on it. Make sure it goes into those scratches, fills up everything. Got a little area right here by down here by my hinge. I want to fill. Now I'll work on this place up here. Get it flat and level. That's pretty good. Get the top of my door. Top of the door jamb. If I get too much bond on here, I don't really care. This is easy to sand. I'll put a little on the inside of this radius here. Got a gap right there. I'm going to force some in. Just to cover my wells up. This is still good and runny until it's dripping. Got a little weld hole there. That all looks pretty good. Trim it down a little. Straight section I don't have to worry about. Board sander will get it. Get the inside of the window. Inside of the top of the door here. Make sure I get that corner. That looks good. Using pressure to shove it into the door and the edge. That's all looking pretty good. Had a couple low spots here. I took the grinder to. So I'm just filling this area up. Looks like I got a high spot right there I need to grind down from a weld. Basically that looks pretty good. Move on to the outside of the door. A lot of pressure. This was all pretty good. Need some around this hinge. Get this cleaned up. A little bit more up here on top. Put it in with pressure. Make sure I'm getting it in the corners good. Do it long, smooth. Got a lot down here on the bottom where the tin was folded over. Into the 1-inch bar. That'll maybe tilt you down and see that. Trying to fill this area up. Get me a smooth inside. Got a pretty big rough spot back in here where it was welded. Round that down. Pretty good low right there. Another low right here. Right there. Bottom a little bit more. Wife's out there cutting up a frame for a mirror she got. We got a big radial saw, and she just loves that thing. So that's the noise you hear. Trying to get this up proud a little over that thing. This is technically the first coat of Bondo for this. I can't do a whole lot. Oops, I got Bondo on my hinge. I gotta get that off. There'd be no fun opening the door with it Bondoed shut. Bondo's hardening up. So got a couple little spots here that I can fill. Not gonna waste any of this Bondo. Going on real good. Clean my spatula up. Dig the Bondo out of my hinge. It looks rough right now. Well, it is rough. Got a lot of stuff and edges sticking out. I'm not going to try to do those on the outside because I want to sand that off, make it round. There we go. Make sure that I'm not going to be stopping my catch. So that's it on that. I'll let this dry up a little bit. Yeah, it's still wet. I can feel it on my glove getting on my hand. Couldn't find my right hand one, so I put one on backwards. But it's all bundled up good. We'll let it dry a few minutes, and I'll hit it with my plane and then board sand it. Well, while I was waiting for that to dry, I squirted a bunch of undercoat. Now there's a Bondo put on, first layer. Went on pretty good, pretty smooth. Looks like I got a little here on this outside. I didn't really have enough to get into that. The big camera there, battery conked out just at I was finishing this, but this looks pretty good. I'm going to take my Bondo plane to it while it's still kind of wet, and shape it a little over all the wells in the bottom of the door. And I filled this area up a lot with undercoat, and it's still wet. So I'm going to take an air hose here. It's pretty funny, so hopefully that blew enough of this down inside. Looks like I ought to clean this up and weld it. Plenty of light. Yeah. Right on top of it. This is just tin right here. I need to weld this to the door jamb. I'll split it right here so I can pound it flat over that hinge plate. And I'll do that when I'm working up here in this area, doing the same thing. Well, this should be pretty dry, just barely tacky. Still a little too soft for body plane. Looks like I called the filler real good, or the amount of hardener that went in it. Probably if I'm real careful, I can knock some of these highs off. Yeah. Yeah, that's taking it down pretty nice. Inside you don't need much. I've got a high spot right down in here I gotta fix. Just lightly run over this outside. Don't need a lot. Just knocking off real high stuff while it's easy. That's good enough. Wow, I just got it all over in my wet undercoat. Try to blow it out. done that. Yeah, Arrow did a good job of forcing all that undercoating into the cracks. Still wet, and just hit it with air, blows it in. That's a pretty good old compressor over there. This thing was it started off light. It was a Harbor Freight cheapo. It just wouldn't keep up, and so I got a 2-piston compressor and a pretty good sized motor, and welded me some brackets on, and it works good now. You see how long it takes. You know, it'll go from turned off to full in just a couple minutes. It'll almost keep up with the DA or board sander. It won't run them at full speed the whole time, but you can run it for 10 or 15 minutes and let it pump a little bit. Not as good when it gets hot, but it's still a good compressor. So, and the tank, I don't know, it's like 35 gallon or something. It's good enough. Well, the final step here, I'm going to take Mr. Board Sander. Straight inside and out. My little radius is in here good. It's welded good. This all has to be hand sanded, and I can fill this top up a little more. But basically, this door is one corner is done. And didn't take that long to do. So please like and subscribe, guys. And I'll move on to the other side. This might be kind of interesting how I wind up doing this wood garnish molding. Looks good. Probably still closes well. Of course it does. I'll just check it just for the fun of it. And recording. Well, this is pretty good. I could have got this a little better here by hand sanding, but it's real straight inside and out. My little radius is in here good. It's welded good. This all has to be hand sanded, and I can fill this top up a little more, but basically this door is one corner is done, and didn't take that long to do. So please like and subscribe, guys, and I'll move on to the other side. This might be kind of interesting how I wind up doing this wood garnish molding. Looks good. Probably still closes well. Of course it does. I'll just check it just for the fun of it. Closes perfectly well. Still opens good. Nothing's dragging. So that's a done deal for Mr. Door.